Clean fuel of the century. Hydrogen production from the agricultural waste and brewages. Human ingenuity, often driven by the need to find alternative energy, search direct renewable sources or derived from the sun, such as wind, hydro, geothermal, and biomass. The primary energy research that allows you to maintain consumption you need. Hydrogen appears gaseous element on the normal ambient condition. It is possible storage, transport, and distribution, allowing your application to any segment of the demand. No free hydrogen exists in the territorial ecosystem or in the atmosphere, underground, or the other gases, though occasionally found in the emanation of volcanic eruption and in the upper layers of the atmosphere. Where it exists is outside it, in the sun, space, etc., which requires obtained from the other sources contained it is a gas natural, coal, biomass, water, sewage, also watts, etc. Hydrogen technology can be one of the energy alternatives to oil that allows to reduce the environmental problems posed by the current of use fossil fuels. It is unsustainable, but only within several decades, and provided you invest mostly now. We can use hydrogen for fuel or to generate electricity. There are numerous methods of obtaining hydrogen based mainly on water electrolysis. Thermal process applies to this element rich compounds and biological problems.
We obtain with process of photosynthesis, aerobic or anaerobic fermentation, hydrogenase, enzymes, etc. that occur naturally in certain algae, lichen, bacteria, and others. We are facing a new energy and industrial revolution based on the simplest and most common element in the universe for eliminate drastically the current piece of the environmental pollution. The chemical speaks for itself. 2 moles of hydrogen gas react with the 1 mole of oxygen gas, yielding 2 moles of water and realize a significant amount of energy. The source of more affordable to use energy in our daily lives, and in some cases is already being used, is the fuel cell. This is an electricity generator based on water electrolysis reaction that use hydrogen and oxygen, producing water and heat release electrons. The development of this type of energy source is being driven in recent years primarily for automotive multinational. The advantages of hydrogen as an energy source not only reside in the fact that an virtually inexhaustible raw material, it has highest energy content of all full gas combustion heat, 100 kilojoules per gram, still high compared with 49.26 kilojoules per gram gasoline and 15.19 kilojoules per gram of natural gas. It is also found in inorganic matter, natural gas, oil, and coal, so that hydrogen will be required to invest a lot of energy to produce from certain chemical or biochemical process. In addition, its combustion produces CO2, but only water vapor, making it an ideal place for the reduction in greenhouse candidate.
Its production from agricultural waste and brewers means that unlike other produced from agricultural crops, will not involve compete with food production as it requires no agricultural land used for crops unlike ethanol produced for crops. The method doesn't involve competing with food production as it requires no agricultural land used for food crops. Our idea aims minimize the consumption of electricity in the beneficiary communities, using hydrogen as a main source of electrical appliances, leverage resources and wastes from agricultural and brewing industry in the bank, reduce the environmental footprint of the city of Colima, get power from fermentation, eliminate the use of highly polluting energy, reduce consumption of hydrocarbons, ask the people a vision to the future, shortage and management of natural resources of the country. We must begin to ask ourselves where we are going as a country to reach 20 or 13 years from now when the oil is running out, but arrive on time and efficiently in energy terms. We are in the era of hydrogen revolution, where there are prospects for the generation, storage, distribution, demonstration, projects and application easier to all chemical elements. Hydrogen is the energy carrier of the 21st century and the ownership and leadership of distributed generation will be for the use of hydrogen in fuel cells. Although its development in the energy sector has been slow, hydrogen as an energy source has a long way to develop and together with the various forms of sustainable energy from the future prevail. The rebate from this project is to obtain preliminary results to propose as a result a technological package that can be implemented with relative ease in urban communities and or rural areas for the production of hydrogen as a fuel for electricity generation. Moreover, the importance of this project is the production of biofuel using waste and industrial activities in the state of Colima.